Welcome to TWIN BUSCH Germany, your competent specialist since 1997 in professional vehicle workshop equipment. With a corporate headquarters in Germany and 9 other branches in 7 countries, as well as over 40 sales partners worldwide, we are one of the leading manufacturers of vehicle lifts, tire balancers, and tire mounting machines. Hello everyone, my name is Tweenie and in this video we will show you how to correctly install your TWIN BUSCH TW125M1 post lift. The lift TW125M is delivered on a single pallet. In this case, we will use 2 people and an engine crane for assembly. If you do not have an engine crane or other lifting device available, we recommend to use at least 3 strong people for installation. First, we will remove the box with the control unit. This should be opened first, because you will find your owner's manual inside. Please read the instruction manual carefully before continuing to the next step. Remove the box containing the motor unit. Then we can remove the outer packaging. Next, we will use the engine crane to move the column aside. To set the column down, it will need to be turned slightly on the ground. For this reason, lay something on the ground to support the column, so that the column and the floor does not get damaged. Now you can set the column on rubber blocks or something similar to protect the column. Next, we remove the support arm unit from the package. For this, insert a sling, as shown here over the support arm unit. Then, the support arm unit can be set down at the edge. Here we also use rubber blocks, because the sling will need to be moved closer to the center for further transport. Now, the support arm unit can be moved aside. We will not need this unit until the very end of the installation. Here we also use rubber blocks to make removing the sling easier and to not scratch the floor. Now we can remove the packing material from the stand. To remove the base stand from the pallet, we lay something on the floor to prevent scratching. Now, let's open the box containing the motor unit. There is a bag with the mounting screws inside. The black screws are needed in the next step to attach the column to the base. and the chrome screws are needed later to mount the motor unit. In the next step we will set the column on the base stand. For this step we will again use the motor crane to adjust the base stand. Set the column so that the bolt holes in that base and column are aligned. Here we also lay something underneath. A thin piece of rubber is ideal. Now we will cut the metal wire that fixates the carriage for transport. For your own safety we recommend a minimum of 3 people to stand the column upright. Please take care that the column cannot fall over, and screw in the 10 delivered screws hand tight. Then tighten down the 10 screws to 200 Newton meters. Then we come back to the box with the control unit inside. Remove the control unit and remove the cover screws. The screws for mounting the control unit can be found pre-mounted on the column. The 2 loose cables for the limit switch must be pushed through the back of the control box before mounting. After that, the control unit can be screwed onto the column. Please note, the following electrical installation should only be done by a qualified electrician. After the installation of the control box, we can remove the plastic protection from the crossrail. This is where the 2 cables from the limit switch will get mounted on the right side of the rail. Now, the electrical wiring to the control unit is complete, and the control unit cover can be reinstalled. Let us now turn to the motor unit. Carefully remove the motor unit from the packaging, and mount loosely the 2 top bolts with a nut. The motor unit can now be suspended from the column. There is a cable hanging down next to the control box. This is the cable for the motor. Move this cable aside and let's finish mounting the motor to the column. Then, the motor cable can be connected. Remove the cover from the motor unit. We open the two upper right terminals where the red test wires are connected. Remove the red test wires that led out of the box, but note carefully where they were connected. The motor cables should be connected to these positions. For more working space, you can remove the capacitor on the right. Now run the cables for the motor in the box. Let's start here with the yellow-green earth wire, which is screwed to the back of the box. Then follow the two motor cables that are attached to the already open connections. It does not matter which wire is in which terminal. Don't forget to reinstall the washers. Refit the motor unit cover. Now we can fit the hydraulic oil hose. First, fit and tighten the connection on the motor unit. Hold the hydraulic hose in a downwards position to ensure when it's tight it points to the floor. Make sure all connections are tight. Now, let's fill up the hydraulic oil tank. The tank will hold approximately 10 liters of hydraulic oil. Do not fill past the max line. Refit the tank lid. Next, we will remove the packaging from the support arm unit and pull out the rear carrier arms. Then, we remove the 8 pre-mounted screws that attach the support arm unit. Now, the column with the support arm can be installed. To move the lift, use the rear handle like a pallet jack, and pump the lift up. Now connect power to the lift to raise the carriages to assist with assembly. Press the up button on the control panel until the carriage is at the same level as the support arm unit. If raised too high, you can lower the carriage using the down lever on the motor unit. Now reinstall the 8 screws removed in the previous step. These screws must be tightened with a torque wrench to 200 Newton meters. The assembly is now almost finished. Let's first run the lift up a little further to remove any remaining packaging. To conclude, we just have to do the test run. Run the lift all the way to the top position to test the limit switch function. After the limit switch has automatically stopped the lift at the highest point, you can lower the lift back down using the release handle on the motor unit. To lower the lift, you must first raise it a little to release pressure off the safety locks. Then you can hold down the safety catch lever and the lowering lever at the same time. This completes the assembly of your single column hydraulic lift. The lift is now ready to operate on most level floors. for example, concrete or paving stone. Be sure to tighten all nuts, bolts and hydraulic hose fittings before working on your lift. We wish you a great time with your Twin Busch lift. Enjoy, and thank you for choosing Twin Busch.